Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to today's collective reading and energy updates. I hope you're all doing really well. I am really excited to get into the messages today and just see what wants to come through this reading video. So I am going to go ahead and start by shuffling the traditional tarot cards. And while I'm shuffling, if you would like to manifest a more specific message from the reading, then I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as liking and subscribing are a form of energetic transference. And this can make it easier for me to pick up on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. So, okay. I just want to know, what does the collective listening to this reading need to know at this time? Okay, so here we have the Star card in the reverse position. And what I'm getting from this card is someone who's either in the middle of some kind of spiritual awakening or feeling a little bit hopeless at this time. Now, I don't feel that this is your energy, most likely. This actually seems to be someone who is connecting to you, or this may be related to certain groups of people that you are connecting with or you are interacting with. Because we've been talking in some of these recent reading videos about how you've been meeting many people who are at some kind of crossroads in their life. Now, for some of you, this might be literal. This may be actual physical individuals that you are running into in the physical world. For others of you, this actually could be speaking to groups of individuals, segments of the collective that you are actually impacting through something that you are currently doing or creating in the world, or that you will be creating. Now, specifically, I'm hearing something about people following their dreams. So it's almost as though you are leading by this example of being someone who is not afraid to be a dreamer, not afraid to be a visionary. And this in itself is emanating an energy that is naturally inspiring many other people to do the same, to actually give themselves permission to follow some kind of dream or to create some kind of vision in their own life. So that may be specifically relevant for some of you listening, but I do want to see if I can channel anything else from this using the Energy Oracle deck. Now, I'm getting some very big messages here. Really something happening at a cosmic level, at a planetary level. So although you may be experiencing some of what I'm talking about through some literal physical experiences, interactions, ways that you are communicating with others, I'm getting that this is about how you're seeding light onto the planet at this time, because at your core, you are most likely a light worker. If you're someone who connects with this video, you are someone who is bringing and seeding or grounding more light onto the planet through things that you are physically doing or being or creating in the world. And something I'm getting as well is that many of these things that you are doing or creating, you may not necessarily inherently think of them as traditionally spiritual in kind of the limited traditional sense. But the thing is, they are spiritual because you are a spiritual being here in physical form. And so whenever you infuse your energy, which is highly spiritual, into something that you are doing or creating in the world, this is naturally endowing it with a physical or a spiritual quality. It's endowing something physical with a spiritual sort of energy. This is how you are actually seeding light onto the planet. Now, for many of you, I am getting that concept again around you potentially being the specific type of light worker known as a grid worker. So very specifically, you may be someone who actually feels guided to travel to or to visit particular places, spaces, physical locations, environments in the world for the purpose of actually carrying this kind of light energy that you carry within yourself to these places and light working in that sense. So if you are someone who has felt guided to travel recently or to go specific places, even if it's not necessarily traveling somewhere far or exotic, this even could just be doing something a bit differently, taking a different route to work, going to a new park locally, going to a different shopping center, or whatever it is. Again, it doesn't have to be something that on the surface looks inherently spiritual or like some huge journey. This also could simply be feeling guided to just exist in certain physical locations that may be new or different for you, even locally. If you felt that kind of intuitive guidance, this may actually be a sign that you are the type of light worker known as a grid worker. And I expect that we'll get a lot more around that coming up in future readings, because I have seen many comments from many of you listening, as I've mentioned this before, saying that this concept of being a grid worker really resonates with you. So I will be letting you know as more comes up on that topic, but I am just getting the sense of you somehow grounding or stabilizing a very high frequency energy, not just for yourself, but for the collective as well. With this root chakra card here in the upright position, I'm hearing you ground the dreamer, or you make the dreamer feel as though their dreams can become a reality. So somehow you are inspiring people to follow their dreams, to believe in their dreams in a real-time kind of way, through the example of how you are living your own life. So what else can I channel here for the beautiful souls listening? Okay, so here we have the Angel of Love in the reverse position and also the third eye chakra upright. Okay, so I'm getting something about how your intuition is guiding you, specifically when it comes to the heart chakra. And what I'm picking up is that you may not consciously fully realize this at that conscious level, but your intuition is actually guiding you through and around situations where there may be certain individuals who are somewhat blocked off to the frequency of unconditional love. So if you encounter someone who has their heart closed to a certain extent, your intuition may actually guide you to pull back from that person or situation, or to maybe not share as much with them communication-wise, to be a little bit more reserved or guarded when it comes to them. And you may not even realize consciously that the reason you're feeling this intuitive guidance is because on some level you are sensing that this person may have these parts of their heart closed off. And so it's almost like your guidance is leading you around in order to connect more with that open-hearted energy. Now, this is very interesting because I'm getting in the past, you've actually been in a lot of situations where your unconditional love was not necessarily reciprocated. So your intuition was not always guiding you around these people and situations. You often, in the past, were actually, in a sense, allowed to connect with individuals who may have had their heart closed off, who may have not been able to fully be open with you, to kind of like give you the reciprocated love that you were putting out energetically. And yet something now has shifted where I'm hearing you're being kept on track and on focus. So there's this new kind of focus in your life, or you are meant to be able to focus in a stronger way on the kind of energy that you're cultivating, whether it's something specific like a business, a new pathway in your life, something you're manifesting, something that you're working towards, or whether it's not something specific, but something more generalized. So it could even just be you living in a certain kind of creative energy, you taking care of yourself more fully, you living in an energy of love. Whatever the case is, I get the sense that you are meant to have more of that focus, but I keep hearing it's like a focused energy in your life, and that focused energy may actually take many different physical forms, but it's you being focused into a very specific kind of energy, and all other energies seem to be bounced out of your reality. So specifically, the energy you're being focused into is one of unconditional love, which is why your intuition is guiding you around people and situations that cannot connect with you from that frequency, even though you may have been able to connect with them in the past. And I'm hearing you can feel the imbalance. It almost might come to you as this feeling of suddenly getting a little bit overwhelmed or feeling energetically depleted or drained around a particular person or situation, or just really feeling this sense of that situation or person creating imbalance in your field or in your life. On some level, you're going to be able to sense this, and that's part of how your intuition is speaking to you to keep you focused in this energy of unconditional love and to guide you around those people, spaces, and things that may not be capable of connecting with you in that way. So this reading has been so interesting so far because we've really been talking about some very broad sorts of dynamics. I feel like we've been really speaking at this higher cosmic level, speaking to this greater purpose that you've been having as a light worker on the planet at this time. So I may even include the term light worker in the title of this video, just so specifically those of you who connect with the idea of being a light worker can find this reading video. Now, the two cards to come out next are the Goddess of the Moon and Anxiety. Interesting. So this is about you really stepping into your total empowerment, especially if I'm speaking to a divine feminine here, which I do get for many of you listening. You will be resonating more so, most likely, with the divine feminine collective. So I will most likely include that term, divine feminine, in the title of this video as well, just so you can find it more easily. And do keep in mind that we all have a balance internally of both divine feminine and divine masculine energy. So these aren't necessarily connected to a particular gender or anything like that. But what I'm seeing is you really stepping into your power here. And somehow with the anxiety card, this is actually sparking some form of anxiety either within you, or this actually could be people around you who are almost like stunned at the way in which you've really stepped into your full power recently. And for some of them, it actually could have them, whoa, I just got a wave of chills. I'm hearing for some of them, it might be causing them to worry about losing you. It's almost like if they're still living in this conditional love model where they are in some kind of transaction with you or want to be in some kind of conditional love connection with you, whether they would call it that consciously or not, it's almost like creating this dynamic where there are certain individuals who are almost afraid of you in your full power. I'm hearing they don't know what to do with you, or they don't know how to connect with you or how to handle you in that new space. They know that you, at your most powerful, are completely untethered. You are completely uncontrollable in a sense because you are entirely free. And I just feel that that somehow threatens certain people, things, or spaces in your life and almost like generates this sense of fear or anxiety. But I keep getting it's coming from people who are still living in conditional love. I don't feel like this is your anxiety. In fact, with the solar plexus energy coming up here, I'm seeing you as someone who's really profoundly become very confident within yourself. You've really built up that solar plexus chakra energy. And I feel that that's actually being pushed outward. It's emanating outward in a stronger way, in a way that people are sensing, but also in a way that I'm hearing is really amplifying your power when it comes to your manifestations, especially anything that you want to manifest in terms of communication is going to be especially powerful at this time. So don't be surprised if you have communication coming in that feels like manifestations, or if this happens for you moving into the future, because I'm getting for the specific collective I'm speaking to here, I got the word wise. Maybe many people are considering you to be very wise at this time, but what I'm getting here is that your manifestation power has really been amplified because of this confident energy, you being fully empowered in a way that is emanating a frequency outward that people are subconsciously sensing through the quantum realm, then responding to in physical ways, because I'm hearing effortless communication. It's almost like what you're manifesting here in terms of communication is people, things, or opportunities actually reaching out to you. Or even if you do feel inspired to start a conversation or to initiate an opportunity, you're going to notice that it comes from this very clear, inspired space and requires very little from you. I'm hearing just to get the ball rolling. It's almost like you just barely open a door and suddenly an opportunity is there for you because of how powerful your manifestations are related to communication at this time. So I guess another message coming through here generally is if you've been desiring to manifest something related to communication, now might really be the time to get that ball rolling if you feel inspired to actually initiate some of these opportunities, or to just put the intention out there to create some form of manifested communication in a way that you desire. Again, if that is something you're trying to manifest, I'm hearing not to force it, to only move here as you do feel inspired, because the key is when you're in this energy, the communication, the opportunities, all of this is actually going to be flowing in very effortlessly, but in a very tangible, manifested way. Like the thing I'm getting about these communication related manifestations with the root chakra card is they surprise you with how real they feel, which I know sounds strange, but it's like things that are actually tangible, things that you're excited to share with other people. Even people who don't typically believe in the concept of energy or manifestation, they're even able to see these things and to be surprised by them and to be excited for you about them. That's the thing I'm getting about these opportunities manifesting in terms of communication. And of course, this could be related to your work or career. I'm hearing good news. Someone might be receiving good news, but this also could be related to love and romance for some of you as well, because with the broken heart card, I am getting one manifestation potentially coming through in terms of communication seems to be from someone or maybe multiple people who have been motivated by feeling heartbroken about you to actually take some kind of action. I'm getting the sense of someone like working themselves up into a state of enough confidence to take action. I'm hearing breaking karmic ties. So maybe this person was in some form of karmic connection or karmic cycle in the past, and they've had the courage to break free of that cycle, to take action towards you, or they soon will be. But what's motivating them is both feeling heartbroken over you, over the loss of you in some sense, but also realizing that there's something deeper and more spiritual going on between the two of you. So I'm also hearing that for whoever I'm speaking to here specifically, and I feel like I could just be speaking to a very small group of people, you'll know if this is for you because my guides are saying that this person will reach out psychically before they reach out physically. So this is someone who you might actually start dreaming about, who you might intuitively start receiving downloads about or information about. You might suddenly start thinking about them out of the blue, even if you haven't thought about them in a while. And these can all be signs that this person is actually, I'm hearing they're trying to form a psychic link with you to make it more natural for them to reach out physically, which is very common, by the way. You'll notice this a lot in your connections with people from your past who then desire to reconnect with you physically. Whether they're doing this intentionally or not, they will almost always reach out to you psychically first. So if you're someone who's very psychically and spiritually in tune, you will notice that these individuals will actually try to create some kind of spiritual or psychic link with you. Again, they may not be doing this intentionally, but they will start thinking of you really heavily, imagining conversations with you, sending you all of this energy for the purpose of kind of forming that psychic link or that bond through which then the communication physically can flow more naturally. Now, with the Journey card and the Crown Chakra card, I'm hearing someone is going to be taking some kind of spiritual journey. So one interesting thing about this particular reading is we're definitely picking up on a lot of different energies, a lot of different people. So once again, I'm getting another specific collective here. Only take this if it resonates. But for someone here, I see you taking some kind of spiritual journey with caring connections at the bottom of the deck. This journey seems to involve, I'm hearing, being met along the way by a person, or for some of you, this could be a community of people that is very warm, very loving, and very supportive to you on a deep, genuine level. I'm hearing affectionate. Like, I'm getting that you are manifesting in some kind of spiritual journey, and along this journey, you are going to be meeting or encountering people who want to be part of your soulful community, who want to connect with you on this deeper, more soulful, authentic level, who want to support you in a very genuine manner. Now, of course, this could be people giving you specific opportunities. This could be friends, a form of community. This also could be a romantic situation if that is something that you are desiring to manifest. But I'm seeing that this journey we're describing, whether it's involving a literal journey for you or whether it's something that you're embarking on emotionally, mentally, I'm hearing it requires you to let go of the shore. And of course, this reminds me of the quote about having to push off into the sea and to let go of the sight of the shore in order to get to a new world, almost like explorers discovering new parts of the planet by allowing themselves to lose sight of the shore. You are allowing yourself to lose sight of some kind of shore metaphorically that is actually allowing you to sail into a brand new world, and one in which, as this point has kind of been outlining, you are going to be deeply and genuinely supported, that you are going to meet a lot of supporters along the way, is what I'm hearing. But I'm just getting that this requires a lot of courage and confidence from you. So what else can I channel about this spiritual journey? Yeah, I keep hearing the confidence to let go of the shore, to let go of what you've been holding on to in the known realm, to trust the compass of your intuition as you sail out into free waters, into open waters. So this might be about you allowing yourself this greater level of freedom through letting go of something that's felt safe and familiar, and embracing this freedom, this openness here that's ultimately going to carry you into this so-called new world that we're describing here. But I almost get the sense of you being between worlds, like you being in this process of letting go of what you've known, but not being 100% sure what's coming. I'm hearing you're beginning to catch a sense of it intuitively, or beginning to mentally formulate it, but it still feels very much out of reach, which of course can bring up these feelings of fear at times, which seems to be why my guides are emphasizing to me so strongly the importance of having courage. I'm hearing everything has prepared you for this moment. Everything that you've experienced in your lifetime up until this point. I'm seeing someone writing in a journal or writing something for some reason. Everything you've experienced up until this point has been preparing you for this moment of launch, is what I'm getting. Launching off into something. Launching that boat out into the open water. And maybe you're already in the open water and you're learning to let go of the shore. And it's scary at times because you know on some level that you are letting go of everything that's felt familiar to you, everything that you've ever known. And I'm hearing that's how you know you're on the right track, when you're having that courage to let go of everything that's felt familiar. You can know that you're heading in the right direction. I'm hearing that's your sign, because you've had this sense of something new that's formulating for you. It almost feels like it's so close to being within grasp too, like it's something that you begin to catch visions of, catch glimpses of. I'm hearing your guides have been giving you windows of insight, but not the clear map. So it's almost like you're catching these glimpses of some of what is coming. You're getting it in moments of emotion or excitement, or suddenly imagining something happening and thinking that would just be so aligned for me and so amazing or so exciting. But it's almost this sense that you don't have this 100% concrete, clear picture of it yet. You're not getting that clear map. But I'm hearing you don't need a map because you have a compass. So your intuition is your compass that's guiding you, and it's leading you in that correct direction. I'm hearing a map would only confuse you in this case because you have no reference points, because you're in uncharted waters, uncharted territory, because you wouldn't really be able to get your bearings. Even if you had a map, you'd be over analyzing it and struggling to get your bearings. So actually, your purest map is your compass. It's your sense of direction. It's your intuition. And that's what is purely guiding you without the confusion of that map that you might think that you want. But then again, as I've been channeling, it's like somehow the reason you're not getting that concrete map from your guides is because you have a purer form of guidance in the form of your intuition. I just keep hearing a map would only get in the way, which I know sounds really strange, but if you're experiencing this, I know that on this really, really deep level, you understand what I'm talking about here. So let's see what else I can channel. I did just see the number 2626. So let me channel a little bit into this. 2626. Okay, so these people will be warm and inviting and will engage you fully to bring you to a great part of your life. Wow, that is such a synchronicity, because we were just talking about this very supportive, affectionate community that you are manifesting around you. And I feel that for many of you, you've felt inklings of this beginning to happen. I'm hearing that initially it's strangers that you meet or people you interact with briefly in these really mutually supportive, feel-good kinds of ways. But over time, you will notice this snowballing into forms of greater and more tangible and more sustainable community in your life that you've really been longing for. I'm hearing you're on the verge of a massive breakthrough, and you've been feeling this for some time, but now it's like you're here. It's here with the victory card. But this breakthrough is coming through your heart and through you staying connected to your heart. And that's been a major message coming through these readings as well, is that these opportunities coming, these connections coming, these manifestations coming, they are requiring you to stay fully connected to your heart and in flow and fully present with yourself in your life. They're requiring you to not allow the ego or the mind to get in the way with overthinking or overanalyzing, to just continuing to allow this expansion process that you can't always see visibly, but that you've had this sense is happening on a deep level. I'm hearing the world is going to begin opening up for you more and more, especially as we progress through 2025. So with Angel of Love reversed and all tied up, I'm getting some kind of energy of someone or maybe a group of people that wants to communicate with you, people who I'm hearing they're feeling cut off from you or cut off from your attention, from your love, and it's causing them to feel very stuck on you, or they might just generally be feeling very stagnant in their own life. And I'm getting that, and this may be a very specific message for a small group of people, but if there are individuals who are feeling this way, really they are being guided to lean into their heart and to let go of this overanalysis. With the strategy card reversed, it's almost like they're trying to control something here, maybe trying to control you, control a connection with you, push something into place. And they are going to be kept at this crossroads, kept in this stuck place where they're feeling cut off from your energy until, with the heart chakra card, they simply allow themselves to fully lean into their heart, because You are so emanating such a strong, potent, unconditional love energy at this time that truly, I'm getting the color emerald green. The only way people can truly connect with you is through their own heart, through the portal of their heart. That's where they meet and connect with you. And so you're going to notice that people are going to feel isolated or cut out of your life when they are trying to control or force something or not connecting with their own heart. I'm hearing you are the revealer of illusions. Interesting. So I'm not sure if that speaks to some kind of role that you have literally on the planet with door to spirit and the deceit card here. I feel that you are in such a high level of consciousness. I'm hearing you're bringing this consciousness back to earth. Okay, I'm getting a very odd message here, but it's almost like you've been existing for a while in these higher planes or higher dimensions. Not that you've not literally been on the planet, because you've been here, of course, physically. But it's that you've been in this period of time where you've been mainly exploring the higher dimensions, the higher realms, the higher states of consciousness, where you've been really going within yourself, really deeply introspecting, peeling back the layers, where you most likely didn't feel too guided for a time to really push out and connect with other people physically as much. But now it's like you're bringing all of that back down to this more dense, tangible level. It's like you're seeding the light by bringing that wisdom. I'm hearing coming down from the mountain. It's reminding me of in the Bible when Jesus would go off to meditate, to pray, to commune with the divine, and then would come back to the masses. It's almost like you've gone through that period of time where you've been developing this deep spiritual wisdom, this really high level of consciousness. But now it's like you're seeding that energy by putting yourself out back into the world, by feeling guided to connect more with others in a physical, real-time way, at times not even really fully knowing why. But again, it's because this is part of the next phase of your spiritual journey. You are meant to be seeding this higher level energy through the way in which you are connecting with others in real time, physically, tangibly, while also carrying this very high level of vibration within you. And I'm getting somehow you doing that naturally seems to pull back the curtain on illusion, maybe in systems around you, in specific individuals around you. It's like something about your energy. I'm hearing you are the illuminator. You illuminate people and things around you just naturally because you've developed this high level of vibration within you that I feel you could only attain to by having that period of time where you were up on the mountain, so to speak, where you were somewhat separated in a way. So I am going to be continuing this reading onto Patreon. So if you are feeling a connection with the reading here and you'd like to join me in the Patreon extended reading where I will be heading to next, then the link to that is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. If you do connect with my energy generally, I would love for you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post inspiration, energy updates, and more. So otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and leave this reading here. I hope you have an amazing remainder of your day and weekend, and I will connect with you here again in Monday's reading.